Welcome to Virtual STEAM Teacher. If you've been watching my previous videos, then you would have already seen my video about Lightbot. I really like to start students off at Lightbot, but eventually they need to move beyond it to something a bit more challenging. And this is one of my preferred websites for students who are sort of making a transition from block style programming into typing. So this website's really good for, I'd say, upper elementary, even lower elementary or lower primary school, up until middle school, key stage 3. So this is a really nice website to help them transition from block programming to actually typing programming. And for homeschoolers, it's awesome, and they can get the same stuff. So if you're a homeschooler, have a look here. They've got the information here. So you've got a school club. It's really good to have as an afternoon club. So we've got all this stuff here. The main one I use is this one called Rapid Router. And if you have a look under teaching resources, they've got a teaching pack that sort of shows what everything does. And they've got some schemes of work that show you how to teach. They've also got all the solutions if you're not a very good computer science. Not very good at computer science, and you're sort of being forced to take on this role against your will. They've got the answers and they've got solutions, and they've got a whole bunch of stuff to help you get started along with certificates. So you can just sort of jump in, use this, and you don't need to actually necessarily be an expert. So let's have a quick look at what it is. If you go here, we can jump in and load. We've got different levels here: getting started, shortest route, loops and repetition, loops and conditions, if only, traffic lights, limited blocks, so you don't have enough blocks, so you have to try to do it the best way or the most efficient way. We've got procedures, and then we've got some brain teasers. So all of these are fairly good. I'd recommend probably the lower middle school or generally elementary. So the top bit here is elementary, and then this sort of goes on. So they recommend it. If you have a look underneath the mapping under teaching resources, they have it mapped out by year level and what they think each one should do. The main one I like using is this one that's introductory to Python. I sort of do a couple of brain teasers to start off with for the fun of it. And then I move on to introduction to Python and then Python. So the difference between Python, you don't have a choice. You have to type in Python. Introduction to Python is what I want to show in this video. So we have here our instructions: play, go fast. We've got a little robot who's trying to deliver these packages. And here's a little delivery van, and we're trying to get over here to the end. And if you do too many moves, then it's obviously going to fail. This one here, it's impossible to do too many moves. But what I really like about this is we've got our blocky programming, and then down here it types the code in for you. So if you ask the students to have a look at what they're doing, and go forwards, left, what do we do next? Forwards, right, and forwards. It's automatically typing the code. So when we do this, I always say, look at the code, try to understand what it's doing. You're going to have to be typing it soon. Some students listen and some people don't. But that's what happens in education. Not everyone follows instructions. We go here and we can keep on going through these instructions. So if you have a look here, we've got solve, and these ones can solve it for you. So for the kids who have got really stuck, it can help them get through it. Now, this doesn't happen if you're logged in as a student. The solve option isn't there. It's sort of there because we're looking at this as a non-logged in user. So as a teacher, you can create a classroom. And so here are some classes I've got, and we've got all the levels, and you can see their progress and how long they've spent on this and their score. So you can keep a track on students and see which levels they've done, which levels they haven't done, how long have they spent on it, did they do what they said they did, which is really nice because often you want to be able to have some kind of accountability, and you want to be able to say what the students have done and what they haven't done. So really recommend it. Probably the best one for the transition between Blocky and Python. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video.